I have a silly question to ask you. I've dated for a long time. Um, and there have been times where I've gone on dinner dates, lunch dates, what have you, where, it's normal. The guy sits across from you, you enjoy a meal, you connect. And sometimes you meet those guys that want to sit next to you on the date. Have
Mhm.
you experienced that? Have you had clients that have brought that up? And how do other women feel about it? Because sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. I find it's only a yes if I'm really into the guy. But mostly, if it's just the first or second or third date, like, please stay across from me.
Yeah. So I know there's actually research about this that shows that sitting next to each other is a better way to connect. Similarly to, if you're walking with somebody or in the car with somebody, like you could end up having deeper conversations. There's less pressure on the eye contact. You're able to think more deeply. You're able to look around and point out different things or people watch together and connect about, oh, that place that you passed or, oh, do you see like that couple over there? Like, I wonder, like, what date do you think they're on? Like, there are ways to add like these third objects in when you both have the same view instead of looking directly at each other. And it can lead to deeper conversations, more vulnerability. That said, it can be super off putting and feel super unnatural because we're not used to it.
Yeah. I think it also depends on the setting. Like, one, it depends if you're sliding into like a corner booth
Mhm.
versus if you're sitting at a bar, versus a four top. Like, I guess it really depends on the seating situation and how it ultimately feels. And I think really how into the person you're going on a date with, whether you're going on a date with them because you're truly interested or if you're just going through the motion.
Right. And I think it's totally okay, you're it's equally your date as it is their date. So let's say like you slide into a booth and you're expecting them to sit across from you and they slide in next to you. You can say like, "Oh, like I really want to like look at you when I talk. I feel like that's more fun than sitting next to each other." Like you can push back and say, "Okay, here's what you wanted, but here's actually where I feel more comfortable."
Wow, that's such a good line. It's equally my date as it is their date. I don't know
Mhm.
why I haven't ever thought of it that way. I think, yeah, I've just always given up control to them.
Why do you think
And
that is?
because I'm super old fashioned. And I think for me and where I am in my life, I have to be in control of everything every day, right? And I think most women, like the moment you graduate from college, like you're in control of your life. Like you have to make so many decisions every day. And we all get exhausted from having to make so many decisions every day. So I look forward to a moment where a man can lead. And so I've always
Mhm.
surrendered the dating process to the man leading. And that's always interesting to watch, just seeing the man who can lead and the man who can't make a decision.
Yeah. Listen, I would be a horrible man in that case because I am the worst at making decisions. I actually think it holds me back in my daily life. But I do see your point to that. I'm curious, do you think there's a world in which you would enjoy dates more if you took a little more control of them?
I just had that experience where all of our best dates were the ones that I planned, and that was
Mm.
sad and disappointing. And so that's not the relationship that I want. I'm okay with doing it 50-50, right? When I think about like the ideal long-term relationship, of course I would want to be with somebody who would be open to me planning as many of our activities and our outings and our dates, whether at home or beyond. But I'm old fashioned. I like to be courted. Like
Yeah.
I want to see what the man wants to experience with me. And that's at my age how I think about dating is like, what's the experience you want to share with me? What's the experience you want to have with me? And is it just a coffee shop? Is it a walk through the park? Is it a beach walk? Is it a hike? Is it a new restaurant? Is it a farmer's market? Like, what's the experience you want to share with me? So I think of it more as that way.
That makes sense. I think a lot of women do feel that way too. They want to be, like you said, courted. They want to be shown that they can be taken care of. I think what you mentioned about like 50-50, that it might take a few dates to get there where you start contributing, but that is the unlock. I think it's so important to do that. I mean, I know women who they never, ever, 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 ever want to plan anything, want to take charge. They just want to be courted the entire way through. But that's not realistic in terms of like how life works. Like it's like I
Yeah.
said, like it's equally your date as it is their date. It's also
Yep.
your relationship and your life.
Yeah.
And you should get a say in the things that you do, the people you do them with, the places you go, the food that you eat. But I see both sides of it.